We've all probably had about 1, 2, 3, or even more breakups. And definitely, some of these breakups were pretty effed up. Nights we had to curl in a ball under the sheets reminiscing the lovey-dovey moments, the silly moments, and even the fights too. The days we blurted out our tears to the box of tissues and hugged the pillows while sniffing a material that carries the new ex's smell. I'm pretty sure just remembering all the clothes you had to throw out, pictures you had to delete from phones, and the cloud is saddening enough. Oh geez, the point of this post is not to bring sad memories to mind, but just to bring some more relatable content for you. And I'm pretty sure as you follow on with the post at weird moments, you'll get that deja vu feeling because some of these things have happened to you or someone close to you. Today on VarietyTop, we'll be looking into celebrities who had really bad breakups with their partners. Katy Perry and Russell Brand. It was a whirlwind of romance for Katy Perry and Russell Brand when they were new into their relationship, as Katy was once heard saying Russell was a magical man. And if you needed a more magical moment than their wedding, I don't think you can find such. And they got married in a sort of out of the fairy tale book way, with elephants and even a Hindu-themed wedding. The wedding itself also happened to take place in India, amongst close friends and relatives. This had to be the reason why their fans were in total shock when after 14 months into their marriage, they were filing for divorce via a text message, as Perry told Vogue in a revealing cover interview. She said, "He is a very smart man, and I was in love with him when I married him. Let's just say I haven't heard from him since he texted me saying he was divorcing me on December 31st, 2011. Such sad news into a new year at the time, we can only imagine how devastated Katy must have felt, and via a text too. When asked for the possible reason for their divorce, Perry, who was at the time 28, said that Brand seemed to have difficulty accepting her role as a successful musician and businesswoman, even if that's what he wanted. He probably liked the idea of being with someone successful than actually being with them. Quote, "At first when I met him, he wanted an equal, and I think a lot of strong men do not want an equal. But then they get that equal, and they're like, I can't handle the equalness," she said. On Russell Brand's part, in his documentary in 2015, he revealed that he couldn't stand living in the spotlight. Quote, "Oh my effing God, I'm living like this very life of the very thing I detest, vapid, vacuous celebrity," he said in the trailer for the documentary. And as footage of Brand and Perry walking through a crowd of paparazzi is flashed on the screen, Brand is heard saying, quote, "Fame, power, and money is bullshit," end quote, which is immediately followed by a clip of Perry saying, quote, "I don't want to give up all these things," end quote. We can only assume that while on Katy's part, Brand couldn't just accept her as an equal, and to Russell, he was just living like a vapid, vacuous celebrity, which he detested so much. Heidi Klum and Seal. When Heidi and Seal announced in January of 2012 that they were going to be divorcing after completing 9 years of marriage, the world was shocked because for all their fans knew, theirs seemed like a fairy tale romance, complete with lavish yearly renewal ceremonies. Their divorce turned sour than it already was when Seal accused Klum of having an affair with her bodyguard just before their acclaimed separation. When he was asked what he thought about his former wife moving on with a heavily tattooed bodyguard, Seal replied that, quote, "While I didn't expect anything better from her, I would have thought that Heidi would have shown a little more class and at least waited until after we separated before deciding to fornicate with the help. But I guess you all have the answer now that you've been looking for the last 7 months," end quote. But then, Klum scoffed at the allegation, saying that she never even looked at another man while with Seal, and her claim to the divorce was that she could no longer put up with a Kiss from a Rose's singer's volcanic temper. And according to TMZ, she demanded a divorce because she was worried about the effect that Seal's inability to control his temper was having on their children, and she was also fed up with Seal and Seal's hard partying. Definitely a classic case of he said, she said. Their divorce was finally finalized in 2014. Paula Patton and Thicke. In the case of some relationships, doing wrong and asking for forgiveness seems to always work. But then, when the wrongdoings are continuously repeated, it's always just best to quit the relationship. And this was the case of Thicke and Paula Patton's relationship. Thicke and his wife Paula have known each other and dated since they were in their teens, and they eventually tied the knot in 2005. Then fast forward to 2015 in February, they decided to call it quits and go their separate ways while they would then co-parent 4-year-old son Julian Fuego. When they split, Thicke had made a string of attempts to get Paula back with public apologies and writing songs like Get Her Back and filming an uncomfortable music video for the tune. it was hinted that Thicke's numerous infidelities was the reason for the breakup. Quote, "I'm a man, I messed up, and I had a lie for a while. And then I stopped lying. And that was actually good for me, because I was tired of lying. So this whole album is just me revealing everything," he said shortly after revealing this album titled Paula, which he claimed was inspired by Patton. It's just too bad all his pleas fell on deaf ears, as Patton filed for divorce 8 months after they separated. Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris. When Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris celebrated their first anniversary together, it was like she had finally found the guy that she would never break up with and end up writing an angst-written song on. It was like her optimistic side had finally paid off and she finally found love. However, on June 1st, people confirmed that the couple had split. Since the breakup was done quietly and without any drama, it was assumed that it was amicable and drama-free. 2 weeks later, photos of Taylor Swift kissing another actor, Tom Hiddleston, went viral, the bad side of viral. As Hiddleswift went public, Harris responded with thirsty, vile jabs at his ex releasing the breakup track Olay, which includes the lyrics, quote, "I see online that you began to be a good girl and take trips with your boyfriend, being attentive, continue to pretend," end quote. Then by July, Swift revealed that she had penned Harris's song, "This Is What You Came For," using a pseudonym, and he went ballistic, taking to Twitter to vent his frustration and claimed that she was only attempting to tarnish his image. Usher and Tamika Foster. To say Usher and Tamika Foster's divorce was anything short of a gist for discussion is wrong. And all of this happened even after Usher's mom had previously warned him against marrying Tamika, as she felt Tamika wasn't the one for her son. Usher sat down in 2012 with Oprah at his home in Atlanta to give his first candid interview since he filed for divorce in 2009 with Tamika Foster, and his revelations were shocking. At the time of their marriage, the celebrity stylist Tamika was 38 and Usher was 28. This made fans of Usher around the world label her a gold digger and cradle robber. He admitted to the fact that a whole turn of people didn't believe in the marriage, even though some believed. But among these people that didn't believe was his mother and former manager Janetta Patton, who wasn't in attendance at their wedding. Perhaps he and Tamika let people's opinions about their relationship affect their marriage, as this must have added a great deal of insecurity to their relationship. Although we cannot say this was the reason Usher cheated on Tamika, as he revealed he was not faithful at all through their marriage. He, quote, "was faithful at heart but not faithful all the way," and it was rumored that he had a sexual relationship with one of the bridesmaids. The icing on the cake of their divorce was the tiresome battle of custody over their children, as in between this, Usher's foster son from a previous marriage, Kyle, was declared brain dead, and as such, they had to take a break from court due to the stress and strain that Usher's lawyer had said it was taking on him. Though Tamika's lawyer said that he was only pretending since he had visited Kyle in the hospital only once. Usher called the custody battle an attack, saying to Oprah, quote, "I really felt like he and Tamika were friends. She made us enemies in a way that I could never understand," end quote. In September of 2012, the whole courtroom saga was concluded when Usher was granted full custody of their children. Britney Spears and Kevin Federline. It seems like only Britney doesn't notice how wrong Kevin Federline is for her, because ever since they met in 2004, they faced scorn and scrutiny for her choice of husband, and although their marriage initially appeared to be a happy one, her increasingly erratic behavior in the week of her divorce from Federline and subsequent ugly custody battle became a more prominent issue. They had their marriage in April of 2005. Britney announced that she was pregnant with her first child, Sean Preston. In April of 2006, Britney and Kevin's second child was born. It was after she made her first appearance after giving birth as a surprise guest on The Late Show with David Letterman that she filed for divorce, asking for sole custody of her kids, and allowed Kevin to know this via text message. Not one to back down from a fight, Kevin fights back, filing for sole custody also and allowing visitation rights. They then both agreed to a temporary joint custody arrangement in between all of this, and they had to be checked numerous times into rehabilitation centers. In July of that same year, their divorce was finally made official, and nothing being settled as Federline's team served a series of subpoenas to Spears' friends and employees. Then, on October 4th, a Los Angeles judge ruled Federline will retain custody of the children, with Britney allowed supervised visits. As a result of her demeanor, she kept getting permissions and losing it for visits with her children, and still, in January of 2007, sole custody was still given to Federline. Britney didn't retain shared custody until 2011. Ciara and Future. as at the time when Ciara graced the cover of Brides magazine's August-September 2014 issue, her relationship with her fiancé Future was imploding. Rumors began to circulate that the Bugatti rapper had cheated on her just 3 months after she had given birth to their son, Future Jr. And though they tried to patch things up a short time after reconciliation, by December they had parted ways. While Ciara moved on to date and then marry football star Russell Wilson, Future persisted in talking about his ex in a not-so-flattering manner. In January of 2016, Future, on a Ciara-bashing Twitter rampage, claimed that she was making it difficult for him to see his child, tweeting, quote, "This bitch got control problems," end quote. Ciara retorted by suing him for libel and defamation. Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. Just after 2 years of co-starring in 1991's The Marrying Man, Alex Baldwin and Kim Basinger tied the knot. Behind closed doors, however, Kim said life with him mirrored sleeping with the enemy. Fed up with Baldwin's acclaimed explosive temper, Kim filed for divorce in 2001. Alec was without calm as he struck back at the rage monster portrayal of him in the media, claiming that Kim was mentally unstable and that she interpreted all dissent as abuse. Their nasty and in-public eye divorce raged on for years because they fought for custody of their daughter, Ireland. One would think that Alec really cared about his daughter and wanted his custody for her and not for himself. But in 2007, a voicemail was leaked to the press in which a furious Alec referred to his daughter as a rude, thoughtless little pig. With this evidence and a lot more on the ground, it wasn't likely for him to win custody as he lost custody of the child, but at least made peace with both his wife and his daughter. Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. If there was an award for the messiest breakup in all of history, this would take the crown. Theirs was one of the messiest relationships and public celebrity breakups in recent memory. In 2010, the pair had been out kissing, which made them assume that they were together. They had faced countless breakup rumors before officially splitting in 2012. Things kept on getting messy when they were both seen kissing and then breaking up. Fans were treated to some hastily posted, then deleted Instagram posts of the pair getting cozy over several years, but it was not clear if they were back on. We are sure that they would say good things came out of their tumultuous relationship, as it gave worldwide known songs as The Heart Wants What It Wants, and they were mostly always talked about. In 2015, they were reportedly done for good, and while Gomez was rumored to be going out with The Weeknd, Bieber was linked to Hailey Baldwin. And although Selena and The Weeknd were broken up, Bieber has maintained his marriage with Hailey Baldwin, and they are still going strong. Madonna and Sean Penn. Madonna and Sean Penn's relationship was filled with drama that stemmed from Penn's allegedly physical attacks against the singer. They were married in August of 1985, and their divorce was reportedly 1989. Penn has a history of violent behavior and was even sentenced to 60 days in prison after he attacked an extra on the set of a movie and for driving recklessly. While in a relationship with Madonna, he was accused of hitting her with a bat. In a 2015 interview, Penn's daughter Dylan shared their thoughts on their now friendly relationship. Quote, "I think he just really admired her work," she told ET. "They were just really good friends, and it's sweet that they can have this relationship." End quote. At a benefit gala in 2016, Madonna had nice things to say about her former husband. Quote, "Everywhere he went, the crowd just parted, and it's because he's a movie star and not because he's carrying 6 guns." End quote. She also said, quote, "It's because he has his heart and soul into this, and with the help of so many people around the world and in this room." She added, "I want to say that, Sean, I love you from the moment I had eyes on you, and I still love you just the same. I just wished that you'd stop smoking so much cigarettes." End quote. And that's our top 10 list for 10 messy celebrity breakups. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't already done so, like the video, click that subscribe button, and click the bell icon so you can be notified the moment we have more great content.